everybody, and welcome to this tutorial. Today I am going to open up a chapter on brute forcing methods, I would say, and these will include here I will include how to crack hashes, how you can actually attack a website with a brute force, how you can perform a brute force attack on a website in order to try to guess the combination of usernames and passwords. But more importantly, you do need to know that there is a way to crack those hashes and how you can crack them. So basically I will go over a couple of tools. One of them will be Find My Hash, which is an online tool. Also another one which is extremely popular, it's called John the Ripper, and then we'll jump into Hydra, which actually enables you to attempt multiple usernames and passwords on a website, and in such a way brute force them. If it manages to guess them, you will log in, although it does require some rather painful parameters, so we'll see how that goes. It can be a drag with parameters sometimes because you need to figure them out in a website, but usually everybody pretty much gets the hang of it. They try it a couple of times and eventually it works out. Fortunately for us, the very first tool that I'm going to try today is rather simple, plain text, plain tool, and it's called Find My Hash. Find My Hash -- help. You will see even the help menu doesn't have that many options, so these are examples, these are valid options. Look at this. So it only has 3 valid options. It says if your hash cannot be cracked, search it on Google and show all the results. Note, this option only works with -h, one hash input option. For files, you can have a file of hashes, so there are a few things to take into consideration when creating a file of different hashes. So it says one hash per line, nothing in between. So you type in one hash, you press enter, you copy paste the next one, press enter, and so on and so forth. And all of them have to be of the same type. Up above, straight in the beginning, you have types of hashes which are supported. So MD4, MD5, I don't know, Ghost, Shot, 512, and so on and so forth. So these are the ones that are supported. Any other, I'm afraid it's not going to work with this program. Here you have the general syntax, and the general syntax you can disregard this portion of the syntax. You don't need to type this in. You can just type in Find My Hash and then the rest. Let's just go down. Excellent. Clear the screen. Also, another thing to take into consideration, that you have a lot of websites out there which you can use to attempt to decrypt your stuff. Here I'm using like MD5Lab.com, and I've I've requested that it decrypts a certain hash. The hash that I've actually asked it to decrypt is hey223 ! And this is it. Now, it is highly unlikely that you will be able to decrypt this on your local computer, primarily because it contains 3 sets of you have letters, you have numbers, and then you have these signs as well, which is an exclamation mark. If it was hey223, it would probably break it, but with exclamation marks, it's going to be a bit more difficult. Anyway, I'm just going to Control-C this. I want to save this to see if it actually manages to finish later, so I can show you. 223, and because you should always remember that you have a ton of resources out there on the net that you can utilize, and those machines are probably a lot faster than your local machines, as they are server machines. So if you can find something for free, great. If you can't, oh well. Anyway, let's go and type in Find My Hash. Find My Hash, and we're gonna say that it's gonna be MD5, as this is a really common one. This is I do believe that this is the one used in the database that we've previously cracked. So if you extract hashes such as those from a database, you can crack them via this algorithm, in this fashion. So -h for hash, and now we need to go ahead and create a hash. I don't know, what are we going to type in here? Let's use something simple to begin with, and then later on we can use a more complex things. But I want to primarily use something simple now so that it finishes in some reasonable amount of time, as opposed to having to wait for an hour or something like that. So let's just type in hey. That's quite simple, and we'll try. Let's just see if this one works out, and then we can try another one. I think this one should go relatively fast. And there we go. It is analyzing it with different things. We're going straight through. You can see the sites here as well. So it's going, and it's done. So the following hashes were cracked. And this is so weird that somebody was lazy to. Somebody actually didn't bother to put an if statement somewhere. But oh well, the tool is free, so my credits to the authors of the tool. But a single if statement could actually fix this. You wouldn't have, if you have a single hash, it should be written the following hash was cracked, and if you have multiple hashes, it can say the following hashes were cracked. Anyway, that really doesn't matter. It has no effect to the functioning of our tool, and you can see, surely enough, there's a hash here, and you can see the word that was hashed as well. So no big deal there. Let's try something a bit more complex. Is this done? No. It's probably not going to finish, but anyway, what the hell, I might as well try. 1, 2, 3. Let's try hey, 1, 2, 3. So letters and numbers, and increased length as well. Paste, press enter, and it's going. This might take a bit longer. However, I just want to show you if it becomes too long before I actually finish what I have to say. If it continues after I said what I wanted to say, I'm gonna stop it. But no, apparently no. It's so a 6-character password, including numbers and digits, is cracked. Yeah, let's just try one more for the fun of it. So hey. 1, 2, 3. I don't know. Let's leave 1, 2, 3. Let's just increase this to hey with capital letters, and let's add an exclamation mark. I purely doubt it's going to be able to crack this. Maybe because I've used hey and 1, 2, 3, but let's see. If it does crack it, I'm going to be amazed. Because just adding those strange characters that you generally don't see in passwords or usernames, like exclamation marks, asterisk signs, greater than, lesser than, etc. You really make it a lot more difficult for any sort of brute forcing software to actually crack it. Primarily because, okay, so if you have letters and numbers, you have a certain amount of you have a fixed amount of characters, so it's a smaller number, and if you use characters, oh man, that increases the amount of possible combinations exponentially. Because I don't know, you have like you have 10 possible numbers, and then you have the English alphabet plus English alphabet. But if you have all these numbers and all these other signs like quotation marks, single quotation marks, double quotation marks, parentheses, brackets, curly brackets, percentages, ampersand signs, slashes, backslashes, pipes, yeah. The amount of combination is staggering, and yeah, it's unlikely to be cracked. Just like with this one that we're doing now, we are unable to crack it, even though it's fairly simple. It just has an exclamation mark here. But people, as I've said, generally, in a significant amount of cases, definitely above 50%, do not use these sort of markations in their passwords, primarily because it's hard to remember. And a lot of people don't tend to log in these days into anything. They just stay logged in, or Firefox remembers their passwords, or Chrome, or whatever, and they don't want such passwords. I mean, this exclamation mark is not a general thing. Trust me. People generally don't put it. It would usually be hey 1, 2, 3, and that's gonna get cracked. But in any case, it looks like that it won't actually manage to crack it. If it does, I will let you guys know, but I purely doubt it that it will. Usually, I do believe that this is usually the last one that runs, but in any case, I want to bid you farewell, and in the next tutorial we will actually use some other tools. I do believe it's going to be John the Ripper. Okay, so there we go. It wasn't actually cracked. Yeah, it can't actually crack this one, but let's see if we can do some Google searching with it. Up. No, don't. Let's see, how does the syntax for this one go? Again, you go for it. The hash wasn't found in any database. Maybe Google has an idea. Google doesn't have any results. So sorry. Okay. So yeah, you're not going to be able to crack this hash. But what you can do is basically copy it. This is one more thing that I've done here, but here's what you can do as well to duplicate the procedure. Just copy it here, and then see what Google has to say for real. So there's an MD5 decoder.org, and that seems to be the only site with this particular hash. And this is in some foreign language, but it doesn't really matter. Control F, hashes are universal in all languages. Apparently, nope, this is not where we need to be. But if you have a website like MD5 Lab.com, you can copy paste it there. I can't copy paste it actually here now because there's this cracking process underway. But if you are using this site for the first time, you're gonna get a prompt here. Just copy paste the hash and click on decrypt. Maybe they will have more luck than you. Anyway, in the follow-up tutorial, as I said, we'll try out some other tools and see how our luck serves us there. Until then, I bid you all farewell, and I hope to see you there.